Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to this yoga fit class. Today we're going to work on strengthening our shoulders, our arms, our midsection, our belly, our butt, and our legs. When we physically feel stronger, it can also help us be mentally and emotionally stronger as well. So let's start in a comfortable seated position. We're just going to start to warm up the body. It's important to stretch. So let's start rolling our shoulders back. Bringing them up towards our ears, opening up the chest, and then bring them forward. Nice and big shoulder rolls. Good. And then bring your arms out to the side, reach, sitting up nice and tall, and then dropping your chin down. We're just going to take it easy with the neck, just letting the weight of our head go from side to side. Maybe close your eyes, relaxing your shoulders down, just letting the weight of your head, let your neck relax. Feeling this beautiful stretch from side to side. Also really good to alleviate any sort of stress that you might be feeling. Nice, good. Bring your arms out to the side and we're going to reach our arms all the way up. Take a deep breath in, reaching for the sky, feeling this tightening sensation in your core, strengthening your arms, and then lower your arms all the way down. And we're going to flex our arms out to the side and pulse. So it's like somebody's pushing on our hands. We're squeezing our shoulder blades back. Breathe through this class. It's going to be fun. Good. And then we're going to open and close our fingers. So make a fist and then out. Fist and then out. And our arms are still out by the side. Good. Keep going. Out and in. Out and in. Really squeeze when we're making that fist. Out and in. Out. Maybe a little bounce, a little pulsing like I'm doing. Good. And then come into cactus arms. So fist and then out. Fist and out. Fist and out. Starting to feel this in our shoulders. Make this really, really strong when you come in. Fist and out. In and out. Good. We can become stronger just by flexing those muscles. In and out. In and out. In and out. In and out. Good. Placing your arms down. Let's go for a stretch. Bringing our left arm all the way up and over for a side stretch. Take a deep breath in here. Keeping both sit bones on the mat. Reach for the side. Good. And then come back up to center and then over to the opposite side. Reaching over towards the left. Right arm over. Reaching for the side wall. Open up the chest. Good. Come back up to center and let's bring ourselves a little bit lower down into our cat-cow, seated cat-cow. So we're bringing our chest forward, shoulders are back, and then rolling the spine, curving the spine, rolling the shoulder blades in, separating the shoulder blades at the back, and lift. Deep breath in. And exhale. Roll the spine. And lift. And then come back to neutral. Beautiful. Coming into your tabletop position. And we're going to start with our legs. So we're going to do sort of like legs, and then we'll go to arms, and then we'll go to core. This way we don't exhaust one particular part of the body. So lifting your right leg up, and we are just going to pulse. We have our right leg up straight. Our toes are pointed down. We're squeezing the right glute, and we're just kicking, little kicks, squeezing our right glute, trying to keep our hips square. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Keep going. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And bend the knee in towards the chest. So we're not dropping it, and we're rolling back, squeezing that knee in towards our chest. Good. And then drop the knee down and reverse the side. Change the side. So left leg goes out straight, toes pointed in, hips are square, and then little baby pulses as we lift the left leg. We're also concentrating on keeping the core nice and tight as well. Just looking down at your hands, or maybe you're wearing some nice rings. And focus on your breath. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Squeezing the left glute. Good. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bending the left knee and squeezing the knee in towards the chest. Rolling the spine. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then lower the knee. Sit back into your child's pose. Maybe wide-legged, whatever's calling to you, reaching your fingertips to the top. Take a deep breath in and relax. Just starting to warm up the hips. Reach, reach, reach. Good. And then rolling up into your tabletop position, flip your toes and come into your downward facing dog. Starting to stretch out our hamstrings here. So hips are nice and high, a little bend in your elbows. Just take a few moments here. Taking a deep breath in, pushing your heels in towards the mat. Good. And then rolling our body forward into our high plank position. Take a moment in your high plank, make sure that you have your posture nice and square. You have your shoulders over your wrists. Lifting your heels high, squeezing your belly in. And if this is too much for you, you can always drop onto your knees just for a moment, but we're doing this together. Let's do this. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Starting to fire up the core. Good. And then dropping your knees, but hovering them in our tabletop position, just a couple inches off of your mat. Good. Hovering those knees. Good. And then drop your knees, stay in to your tabletop position, and just start to come forward and back gently. So we're just starting to warm up the wrists a little bit here. Sit into your child's pose. Put your weight on your hands. And then sit back. Exhale. Forward. And back. And again, forward and back. Flip onto your toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in here. Good. Picking up our right leg, 3-legged dog, and then bending the right knee to open up the hip. So we're going to focus on lifting the right knee up to the ceiling. Lift, 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 opening up the hip, letting both heels be heavy. The left one's trying to hit the floor, and your right knee is trying to hit the ceiling. Keep your shoulders square. And then coming into plank, you're going to bend that right knee. Coming into plank, tap your right elbow. And then extend 3-legged dog. And then right knee to left elbow, tap, and 3-legged dog. Good. And then into center. So just trying to get the knee to your chin. Lift, lift, lift. And then 3-legged dog. Good. And then lower the left leg back into your downward facing dog. 1 breath here. In through the nose. Exhale. Good. Left leg goes up, 3-legged dog. And then open up the hip. Trying to get the left knee to the ceiling. Dropping the right heel on towards the mat. Good. And then left knee to left elbow, tap into high plank. And then 3-legged dog. And left knee to right elbow, tap, 3-legged dog. Lift, lift, lift. And then into center, trying to get the left knee in towards your chin. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Good. And then back into your high plank. Bring your elbows down into your low plank and hold. Squeezing your glutes. Good. And then lower your belly down. Release your toes. Come right into your Sphinx pose. Keep breathing here. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. We have our shoulders above our elbows. Squeezing our hips and our feet in towards the mat. Deep breath in. Nice. And release down. Bring your hands to your side and push up to your upward facing dog. So now our hips are off of the mat. Lifting up. Hold. Good. And then drop your knees. Release your toes and come into your child's pose. Taking a deep breath in and out. Sometimes it'll feel good to do a nice release through the mouth. Maybe sway from side to side here. Make this feel good on your lower back. Good. Now let's strengthen our upper body just a bit. We're gonna do some, you can call them lady push-ups, whatever you wanna call them, I'm totally fine with. But we're gonna come onto our knees and we're gonna do 10 push-ups. So we're just gonna, this is a good way to start strengthening your shoulders and your arms for your yoga practice. Nice and slow and controlled. So just make sure you do them slow and controlled. So lower and lift. 4 more. Beautiful, good. Bring your hands back to center, flip your toes, downward facing dog. Walk out your downward dog. Good. And then lower your knees, come up onto your knees and put your hands on your lower back, pushing your hips forward, opening up your chest in your camel pose. Take a deep breath in. And then you can flip your toes for your camel. You can go into full camel if you want, or you could just start by putting your right hand on your right ankle, lifting back. And then switching sides. And then if you want, you could try full camel where you are grabbing onto both ankles or heels, and then reaching forward with your hips, dropping your head back. Good. Come back up. Hands down into your tabletop position. Now let's fire up the glutes a little bit here. We're going to extend our right leg out. We're going to start with some rainbow kicks. So lifting your right leg up high, you're going to cross it over to one side and bring it all the way over to the right. So over to the left. So just imagine that you're making a big rainbow with that leg. Tap and tap. Let's do 10 of these. Really focusing on squeezing the right glute. Lift and tap, lift and tap, lift. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. Good. Bring the knee in and switch sides. Left leg, just start by pointing the left leg out, cross it over to the side, and then lift as high as you can, like you're painting that big rainbow. Lift as high as you can and over. Five more. Good. And sit back into your child's pose, and then flip your toes, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway rise. Deep breath in, forward fold. Exhale. Relaxing into your forward fold here for a nice stretch. Good. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up. And then lower your hands down, float your hands all the way down to the mat. Bend the knees, jump, hop, or step into your high plank position. And then on your knees or toes, chaturanga down. Upward dog or cobra to downward facing dog. Good. Lifting the heels, bend the knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift, forward fold, and then sitting down onto your heels, bring your arms back and float yourself all the way down to your mat. One vertebra at a time, and then give yourself a little stretch. Good. Bring your left knee in towards your chest. For our wind release pose, flexing your feet. Take a deep breath in here. Good. And switch sides. Bring your right knee in for a stretch, flexing both feet. And release. All right, let's work on that core a little bit. You're going to extend your right leg out. You flex your foot or point, doesn't really matter. And then we are going to bring our left arm out to the side, and we're going to kick our left leg all the way up. So it looks like this. And you're taking your right elbow, trying to hit your left knee. Okay, so we're just kick and lower, kick and lower. Squeezing in the belly when we do it, and then lower. Let's do 10 of these. Kick, kick, kick. Keep going, kick, kick. 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Give yourself a stretch and switch sides. Bringing the right arm out. The right leg is going to lift this time, bending so you can support your head with your left bent hand, and kick and kick. Trying to get your left elbow to your right knee, or twisting or squeezing the core. Eight, 9, and 10. Good. Lower down. Come into your bridge pose. So having your feet find the mat, and then lifting our hips nice and high, squeezing the glutes and the core, rolling the shoulders back. Maybe you're noticing your heart is racing a little faster. Good. And then bringing your left leg all the way up to the ceiling, pointing that toe, lifting our hips. So we have our left leg straight, our hips are high. Point your toe like somebody's pulling your toe towards the ceiling. Good. And then lower down, switching sides. Right leg goes up to the ceiling, pointing the toe, lifting your hips high. Good, and then lower down. Lift your hips a little higher, higher, higher. Squeezing the glutes. And then lower all the way down. Point your toes to the ceiling for waterfall. Take a moment. And then bring your hands to the outer side of your feet. Come into happy baby. Or you can Straighten one leg and the other. Rock from side to side. Take a deep breath in. And out. Good. Now we're going to take our hands and you're going to put them, scoot them right under your lower back. And we're going to lift our legs, both legs together, up and down, and we're going to let them hover at the bottom. So our legs are straight, and we're really working on our core. Your head can be lifted or resting on the ground. Let's do 10 of these. So dropping your heels, hovering the floor, and then bringing your legs up straight. It's 2, 3. You really want to focus on having that lower back being pressed against the mat in your floor or the floor. So we're protecting our back, but working our midsection. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Beautiful. Give yourself a squeeze, a rock from side to side. And then bring your arms up, roll over on towards your left side and just support your head, bending the bottom knee. And we're going to do some pulses, really working on our upper legs and our thigh. So we have our right leg straight and we're just doing some baby pulses. And at the same time, we're not just lifting, we're squeezing our lower body as we lift. You can just relax your upper body. It's kind of a breather because we're not working on multiple parts of our body. We're really just focusing on the lower part. Good time to catch your breath. Squeeze, squeeze, yes. Hopefully you're starting to feel that burn. The burning is good. A few more, you got this. Good. Don't lower. You're gonna point your toe and you're gonna bring your leg forward. You're gonna extend and then you're gonna carry it back. So these nice, juicy hip movements, nice and controlled. Still squeezing our lower body. Good. Feel all your muscles here. Using multiple muscles, using our legs, our calves. Point your toes, make this look pretty. So bring it back as far as you can. It's almost like when I have to describe doing this, if you can envision yourself riding like a huge bike and you're just the motion that your foot would be taking as you pedal that bike, right? So if you can think about that as you're doing this movement, you'll naturally go into that nice flow. In, forward, around, in, forward, around. Good. Grab the top of your left foot or right foot and push and just give yourself a little quad stretch here. Opening up the hip. Good. And release. Now you can roll over onto the other side or do a little fancy twist like that. So we're switching sides and we're gonna have our bottom leg bent for support so we're not wobbling. And we just start with those nice hip rises, hip leg lifts, pulses. Really squeezing the right glute here. Taking a deep breath in and relax. Really just focusing on strengthening. You could also, give yourself the little the little test where you're taking a fist and just like, all right, is it tight? Is my leg tight? Keep lifting. Keep smiling. Squeeze, squeeze. Good. And then we're going to do the one where we're bending it in and out. So we're bending in and out. No, we're doing the cycle. So we're going to bend the knee in and then bring it out and around. Good, like we're riding the bike, squeezing the glute. In, forward, around. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Probably starting to feel the burning sensation about now. We should. So bring it in again like you're pedaling on that bike. Pushing it down, around. Let's do a couple more. 1, 2, and 3. Quad stretch, holding on to the top of your foot and then bringing your heel in towards your glute. This feels so nice, opening the shoulder at the same time. Beautiful, good. And then let's come on to our belly and let's work on our back a little bit here. So we're going to come up onto our belly, just placing your hands by your ears, and we're just going to work on lifting the upper body. Lift, lift and lower. Lift and lower. Feeling this in our back. I know I never really liked how my back looked, so I was always working on strengthening it. So this can be a really good one if you find that you aren't happy with how your back looks. Lift and lower, lift and lower. Good. Placing your hands a little closer to your sides. Lift up into your upward facing dog. Hold. Take a deep breath in. And downward facing dog. Beautiful. Walk out your downward dog. Good. Lift your heels, bend your knees, jump, hop, or step to the top of the mat. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Bend the knees, rise to stand, reach up, look up. Swan dive down. Good, halfway lift. Forward fold, jump, hop, or step into your high plank position. Lower down chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. And downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lifting your left leg up, three-legged dog. And then bending the left knee, stepping it through your hands, coming into your runner's lunge. Stretching out, opening our hips. Good, and then dropping the knee, release the toe, come up into your low lunge. Maybe bringing your arms up to the sky. Good, lower your hands, flipping up your back toe, straightening the front leg, dropping the back heel. Working on our stretches now. Melting over our left leg. Good, good. Bending the left leg back into your runner's lunge, and then stepping the left foot back into your high plank position. Knees or toes, chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra.
to downward facing dog. Good, right leg goes up, three-legged dog. Good, and then bending the right knee and then stepping it through for your runner's lunge. Right foot forward, back leg is straight. Chest is lifted. And then dropping the back knee, release the toe. And then coming up into your low lunge. Relaxing your shoulders. Bringing your hands just onto your knees or lifting both arms up. Reaching up. Good, and then lowering your hands down, flipping onto your toes, and then straightening the front leg for a nice stretch here. Take a deep breath in. Nice, ooh, that feels so good. Take your right foot, swing it back, high plank position, and then knees or toes, chaturanga down. Upward dog or cobra to downward facing dog. Let's take 2 long breaths here. Paying attention to our body. How does it feel? Does it feel stronger? Good. And now let's lift our heels, bend our knees. Let's just jump to the center of the mat and then lower all the way down. And let's sit into our Baddha Konasana, open up the hips, sitting up nice and tall as we start to close our practice. We did it, you did it. Sitting up nice and tall, bringing your body forward, stretching out your legs. Pull your body forward. Good, let's bring your right leg out and left one in for a little side stretch, reaching over towards your right foot. Lift, lift, lift. Good, and then bend over to the opposite side, so bend towards your left or your bent knee. Come back up to center and switch sides. Left leg goes out to the corner, right leg goes in, and then reach for your foot. Open up the chest. Reach for that left foot. Good, and then reach towards the right side. Good, and then slowly come back up to center. Come into a comfortable seated position, rolling your shoulders back. Take your left arm, bring it across your body and pull it in. Crossing it over our body, getting this really nice stretch in the shoulders. You could bend that arm as well, bring it back. Good, and then switching sides. Having our right arm over, grabbing on towards like just kind of above our elbow. And then you could bend the knee or bend the elbow. Try to bring your arm back. Start to slow down your breath here. Good, and then place your hands on towards your lap, rolling your shoulders back. Rolling your shoulders forward. And then dropping your head down. We're gonna finish where we started, rolling your shoulder or rolling your head from side to side. Maybe start to close your eyes. Really slow down your breathing. Good, and then bringing your hands to your heart. Maybe you could still feel your heart beating a little bit faster. Feel the sensation of your heart beating. Feel the vibration within your chest.
Keep taking those beautiful deep breaths in and out. Become mindful about how your body is feeling right now. Feel the powerful energy that you have created through this movement. Bringing blood and oxygen through every part of your body. Notice how calm your mind feels. Notice your mood may have shifted. May you feel happier. Doing these types of practices can really show the resiliency and the power and the strength within us, and how we could take on many challenges that we sometimes feel are too hard. We have the strength to do so. We have the tools. We have the ability. Take one more deep breath in as we bring our hands together, giving thanks and gratitude for this beautiful practice that is yoga. Take this beautiful positive energy and share it with all those that you love. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next time. Namaste.